we do custom muscle cars and truck restoration. I want to show you a picture of two cars because I want to talk to you about three things. I want to talk to you about what is a restoration. Then I want to talk about what is a Restomod. And third, I want to talk about Pro Touring. So we start talking about restoration. Restoration is to take the vehicle and put it back just like it was. It means just what it says, to restore or return to a former condition. So the exterior should be the same as the factory and the engineers. Whatever flaws and inherent issues and technological challenges, you put those technological deficiencies back in the car because you're not trying to make it better. You're trying to make it just like it was. There's nothing wrong with restoration. Restoration is great. And I do restorations. I love doing restorations. Now my preference, if I'm gonna put it back like it was, my preference is maybe a Tri-5 or certainly any model truck. But when you, or of course the muscle era, 66 and 67, I don't mind putting it back like it was, but I'm not in the business of putting the 37 back like it was. No, I'm gonna do something to it, baby. And that brings me to the next level. The next level is called Restomod, and it's restoration, which what we just talked about, which is to put it back in its previous condition. And we have two cars here. This is a 2019 Z06. This here is a 1970 C10. We're going to talk about both of them and how both of these are kind of part of the fabric of what I like to do in my business. So you talk about restoration, putting it back like it was to return back to a previous condition. The second term is Restomod. It combines restoration, putting it back like it was, and modifications. So that means taking technology and technological advancement and engineering milestones, taking those engineering milestones and incorporating them into putting it back like it was. And I sandwich putting it back like it was, and I put it on top of like it is today. And that's what Restomod is all about. It's about taking a vehicle, and I'll give you an A, B, C. If you're at home, you're learning. You say, well, what is a Restomod? A part of Restomod, in my definition, you go somewhere else, they give you a different one. But A part of that says, I want to make the car safer. So I love Tri-5s. I won't say I've done more than anybody, but I've done my fair share. But it's an unsafe car. That's not, it wasn't safe in 55, 56, 57, 89, 92, 2007, or 2020. It's just not a safe car in light of safety measures of today. So one small example, if I'm doing a Tri-5, I want to put disc brakes on it. I want that car to be safe. So that's a big old heavy car. I want to put disc brakes on there. So the second thing, so first is safety enhancers. We want to take that in consideration. What can we do to make the car safer? There was a tragic accident with Kevin Hart, a great comedian out of California, and somebody built that car. So when I first heard the accident, heard he was in a classic, I said, well, man, did it have disc brakes? Did it have seat belts? What were the safety considerations? Did it have a purpose-built chassis? So I get into all of that to find out how safe was the car. Second part of it is not only how safe can I make the car, so that brings me over here to this old bad boy here. It's pretty now, look at it. We just walk around a little bit. It's pretty now, look at that stance on it. It's pretty. I didn't build it, somebody else built it. Interior, real nice interior. I didn't do it, somebody else did it, but I clapped my hands and they did what they did. But why is it at my shop? Somebody else built it. Why is it at City Classic Cars? Because we got a reputation for making them go faster, baby. So you look at this, my job is to pull that out and put that LS up in there. So we're gonna pull that out just in a few days. That's a 350. And I think that's a 350 transmission. I have to get down there and look at it. But I'm gonna pull that 350 out. I'm gonna pull the LS out. And we're going to come back with some major performance modification. So it don't have nothing to do with safety. This is about going faster, pushing the envelope, having a car that nobody else has, relatively speaking. So we're going to pull this out. We're going to transplant an LS3 in here with probably a 4L 60E or 70E transmission. And we'll look at the brakes and rear end and all that and build them a nice package. Because remember, even when you talk about performance, you can't talk about performance without talking about safety. So you got to put them together. So just to recap our little quick class today. Restoration is what? putting it back like it was. What's the Restomod? Making sure that the body, and look at this body. I'm gonna close the hood. Now, as far as you know, it's a 6-cylinder. I mean, as far as you know, it's a 305. It's a 350. I mean, ain't nothing too special about that. This is original. It's original truck. Let's put it back together. Now, I'm kind of giving it away with my rims here now. I got some 20s on here. Probably 8.5, look like 8.5 in the front, 10s in the back. So I'm kind of alluding to something, but when you look at the truck, for the most part, it looks original. What's modified about this? What about this? What about from here? I don't see a whole lot of modification. What about here? I don't see a whole lot of modification. What about the dash cluster? Looks original to me. What about the AC? So I don't see a whole lot. So when we start talking about modifications, the way I do it, I believe in keeping the car looking aesthetically true. And that's where it becomes challenging. That's where the task to do this becomes an art form. Because I have to take this old stuff like this. I got to take that LT4 and I got to figure out how to put that in that. And I have to figure out how to keep that, when it goes in there, I have to keep that truck looking just like that. That's the art of Restomod. That's why I love it all over the world. That's why we have clients call us from all over the world. And they say, can you keep it looking like a 63, like a 37, but can you let it move like a brand new car? That's what we do. So now that's Restomod. Restoration on one side, bringing back that other definition, modification on the other side. So then you got the third word called Pro Touring. What is Pro Touring? Pro Touring says, when I get finished, this is my Z06 right here, but when I get finished with a Pro Touring car, even though this is my Z06, I want that Pro Touring to give him a run for the money, tear him up, wear him out, you know what I mean? So now look at the lines on that car. That's GM, look at the lines on that car. Well, when I get finished with that Pro Touring, it's gonna have them same movement to it. It's gonna have aerodynamic considerations. Whatever was a malfunction aesthetically, whatever I don't think is pleasing to the eye aesthetically, I'm gonna customize it, take that out, and we see some small examples of that is tucking the bumpers. You see a lot of people tucking the bumpers, things of that nature. But or you see people upgrade the lighting package on the car. But when we're talking about pro touring, if I'm doing like over there in that shop, we'll show you another video on that. We're doing a 1972 Chevelle with an LS9, and that's the LT4. That LS9 is supercharged too, making a lot more power than this one here. And what that LS9 gonna do, it's gonna knock on that Corvette head. See, it's gonna hit him on the head. Boom! When you get in the interior of this car, it's well upon it. For a Corvette, that is, but it's upon it. Well, when I get finished with that 72 Chevelle, it's gonna be well upon it. It's gonna look at that door panel. Okay, when I get finished with a Pro Touring car, it's gonna look just like, and it's gonna be able to compete. The interior is gonna be able to compete with a world-class car. The aesthetics, the visual, the color, it's gonna be able to compete with a world-class car. The stance is gonna compete. The suspension, the steering, the engine, the transmission. It's gonna be a custom drive shaft. Normally it's gonna be Fab 9 on the back though. Fab 9 on the back side, it's gonna compete. I want you to pull that Ferrari out the garage. I want you to meet me on Beltway 8. Because when I get finished, we're gonna be able to deal with that Ferrari. We're gonna be able to deal with that Lamborghini. We're gonna be able to deal with all y'all when we get finished on the Pro Touring. So those are the 3 levels. It's about what you wanna do. So you got restoration, nothing wrong with it. Then you got resto-modding, and then after that, you have Pro Touring. So you have to decide which one works best for you. Now, where is the best time to restore the car? When you want a sense of history, you wanna preserve, and those, you're gonna keep it in the family. It was grandpa's car, you had it 75 years, and you wanna keep it just like it was. You really don't wanna change it. Then I advise you to restore. When your budget is at its least, And if you're thinking anything about labels and price tags, if that ever comes into your mind, stay with restoration. Because once you start talking about Restomod, you're already past $100,000. There is no way you're gonna Restomod a car for less than $100,000. That's just, hey, that's just what it is. But you can restore a car. I can probably restore it. We can probably start somewhere around 60. It may be 65, maybe 70, maybe 80, maybe 90. But we're not even gonna talk about Restomodding if you're not prepared to spend 100. That's just the reality. And I like to cut through all of the BS and jump right to it so individuals are prepared for that. And that way, if you know your budget's not there, just get out of that line of thinking and come back to a restoration. Make a few modern enhancers such as vintage air or fast system, and then let the rest of it be pretty much a restored vehicle. So that's my advice to you. Now, when you say, you know what, I'm ready to spend $250,000. I'm ready to spend $500,000, and I want a car. I want to pay. I'm ready to pay Lamborghini costs. I'm ready to pay Maybach costs. I'm ready to pay Bugatti costs. I'm ready to pay Ferrari costs. But I don't want a Ferrari. I want something custom. I want something unique. I want something that feels as modern and as safe and as luxurious and as well appointed, that can compete on any world stage, that can go to the battle of builders at SEMA and kind of win that thing. It's gonna be hard to do that for less than $250,000. That's just kind of the way that works. So if you're not even thinking in that way economically, then don't think Pro Touring. I hope this information helps you. You pick whichever one you want, whether it's restoration, whether it's a Restomod, or whether it's Pro Touring. And when you talk to my staff, you call 832-717-0774. First thing they're gonna take you through is, which one do you want? You want a restoration, you want a Restomod, or you want Pro Touring? Now you ask me which one do I want? I'm about making dreams a reality. So it's all about what you want. It's my job to build your dream. That's when I'm living my dream, when I'm building your dream. Give me a call. 832-717-0774. Now why should you call me? I'm the only one in this area that do it all. I do restoration, Restomod, and Pro Touring. I can help you win the local show. I can help you win the battle of the builders at SEMA. But not only that, I do this stuff in-house. Fabrication in-house, body in-house, paint in-house, high performance in-house, engineering in-house, design in-house, project management in-house, upholstery in-house, woodwork in-house. I think you get the point. 832-717-0774. God bless you. Have a great day.